What's my job now after you've planted these?
So we just lay them in a cool, shady environment. They'll get a little bit of sun, but that's okay, and a little bit of wind. But in general, they like to have forest simulated conditions. So what we have here are Colorado spruce, and they'll provide year-round shade. Just especially important for winter sun. You know, when you have no leaves on the on the canopy, and you have the winds blasting through, and if the snow accumulation, then you're fine. But if the snow has melted and the sun's shining and there's no leaves on the trees, then you're going to get some
It
moisture
defeats
loss.
us.
Moisture loss. That's the issue.
Okay.
But otherwise,
So maybe what we'll do is put some landscape material.
I often do a shade cloth because I have a deciduous shade.
Okay.
So I just drape something on top during those 6 months of the year when there aren't any leaves on the trees.
Great idea.
But as for care, it's like a shade-loving plant. So if your hostas are not feeling like, it's been too dry for them a week and a half or so, then they need a soaking, just as any shade-loving plant.
So when we're watering all of our vegetation here, we'll water them as well.
If it hasn't rained in in a week or so.
Okay, but we don't want it marsh-like. We want it just moist, right?
Yeah, you want it to soak into the log, and so the technique I use is I put a blanket or a wet towel and I just let it soak into there. If you just put a little water can sprinkle on it and say, yeah, I watered the log, you might have put this much depth of water into it, would all have run off because it would need to soak into the bark.
So if I understand you correctly, so you take an old blanket, you drape it over the log, and then you saturate it and leave it sitting there.
Leave it sitting there for the day or two. Yeah.
Excellent.